Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. And I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece Manga Chapter 1080. It's all about Koby and he's escaped, and also, but most importantly, a certain someone has arrived on the scene. Do I think things will end up going well for him? I don't know. Is Kobe getting away? Probably, but I do feel like there'll be some casualties, definitely some casualties along the way. But he comes in heavy. He comes in heavy. You got to give him that he comes in heavy. So at the start of this chapter, we find out Kobe has escaped via the help of what's her name again? Perona, the little ghost girl from Thriller Bark. With her help, he's escaped, and Perona kind of made the promise, like, if you help free, I'll help you escape if you free Moria, kind of thing. Is Kobe going to keep to that? I'm not 100% sure, but it does let us know that Moria is still alive and kicking for now. But we'll see how that rolls out. But the first thing I really want to talk about is that we find out that Kobe is cross guild wanted. I want to call it cross guild wanted, like, when the cross guilds set out the bounties. But we also find out, due to Kobe's position in the Navy, he would usually be worth less. So I got to thinking, is his worth because of his involvement within Sword? Maybe that's what I'm probably leaning towards too. Could be another reason, could be Rocky Port incident related, but I'm personally thinking it's got something to do with the fact that he's part of Sword as well. So as the chapter goes along, the next thing I was going to say, but it kind of does link into basically throughout the whole chapter, is we get introduced to some really lazy devil fruit abilities. I'm gonna call them lazy. There is one with the whole shooting flowers into the gun thing. I don't think that was a devil fruit ability, but regardless, we find out the devil fruit abilities of certain people in this chapter, and all of them, I felt like, really, really, I felt like there was no thought put into them, and it was just unnecessary kind of vibe. That's the kind of vibe I was getting, like, because at first we had like the island fruit, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's probably how this big skull was talking. Fair enough. But the whip fruit, really? The drunk fruit? How is that benefiting you in life? A lot of lazy devil fruit abilities were introduced within this chapter. So the next thing I want to mention is about, we finally know what it means to be part of Sword now. We learned that via the flashback within the chapter where we see Kobe talking to Blackbeard. But what I found interesting is that it was Koji to give us this information. Is he part of Sword himself? I'm guessing so. That would kind of, now that we know what Sword is about, that would kind of give him like the wiggle room to be, even leave the Marines and be in Blackbeard's crew, kind of like so easily, kind of thing. Because it doesn't seem like at any point the Marines were like, yo, Okoji snaked us, we need to go, like, at least bring him in, kind of thing. Maybe not kill him, but bring him in, kind of thing. So kind of leaning towards that Okoji is also part of Sword. But I personally, as Blackbeard, would question that. Like, yo, like, especially because Blackbeard knows that he was a Marine at one point. How you know so much about Sword, bro? Check him for that, because it does make, in my opinion, make him a little bit sus. So Kobe is escaping. The cavalry has arrived. We get introduced to these different people from Sword that are here help him, blah blah blah. Out of all of them introduced, there are only like really like one. No, rather, I'm not gonna say I like him, but out of all the new Dev Fruit abilities that we're introduced to today, his one made the most sense. The Clayman, the fruit. That made the most sense. Logia type, not the best Logia we've ever seen, but we've kind of gone through the best already, so it's kind of hard to pertain that hype of being a Logia, but seemed fairly impressive. It might not even be a Logia. It was just described as a Logia because one of his clay dolls got his head chopped off and it kept it moving. So it might not even be a Logia. But after that, we have got coup de best. I don't think it was a coup, obviously it wasn't a coup de best, but I don't know how he launched himself up into the air, but laid down with a galaxy impact. And now this galaxy impact is impressive because it confirms number one what we've been wondering for years. Does Garp also have Conqueror's Haki? He does, he does. So if the grandfather has it and the grandson has it, I'm pretty assuming daddy has it, so Dragon will probably have Conqueror's Haki as well. I think it's safe to assume that. But not only does he have Conqueror's Haki, he also seems to know how to do the Ryu infusion, the Ryu armor hacking thing as well. So he can, like I said at the very beginning of this, he came in hot and heavy, and even commanders like Basco Shot and Shiryu of the Rain, they seem worried about him being there. Like, yo, that one of them was like, run for the lives, and the other was like, well, we ain't got nowhere to go, kind of thing. So if commanders are worried about God being there, it may be a problem, but at the same time, Garp is not in his prime, and I feel like if, because we know we've got Basco Shot, we've got a couple of commanders there. If they teamed up on him, Garp, I'm sure they'll be okay. I'm sure they'll be okay. But overall, I do feel like Koby will be saved now. I do feel like Koby will be saved now, but there will definitely be some casualties on the way. Garp dying? I don't know, but definitely some casualties on the way. So I'm going to give this chapter a 3-star rating, and that causes as a must for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.